Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to day 2 of using different strategies to subtract and add. So yesterday we talked about using fact families and counting on. Remember, fact families is when we have the same parts and whole that we use to make 2 adding sentences and 2 subtracting sentences. We can use the 2 adding sentences in a fact family to help us find the difference in a subtraction sentence. So let's look at number 1 together. It says fill in the blanks in the equation. 12 minus 8 equals blank. So let's think. We know that when we subtract, we always start with our whole, right? So in 12 minus 8, what is our whole? 12. So I know that 12 is going to be my whole. And what is the part that I know I can add? I know that 8 would be a part. So I need to find what the missing part is to 8 plus blank equals 12. So down here it says, show to find 12 minus 8 equals blank by counting on. So what I can do, I'm thinking out loud. Well, it wants me to show how I can count on. That means I'm going to be adding. I don't have 12 fingers. I can't take away 8 from 12 fingers, right? So I am going to draw 8, and I am going to count on until I get to 12. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many did I have to count on to get to 12? Let's see, I had 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's my missing part? 4. Good job. So if I wanted to fill in this question mark, I know it would be 8 plus 4 equals 12. And the difference in 12 minus 8, it would equal 4. And so it wants us to explain what we did in problem 3. So we use the adding sentence, right? That's how we use that fact family. So I started at 8 and I counted on till I got to my whole. For the next one, it says fill in the blanks in the equation. It says 14 minus 6 equals blank is the same as part plus part equals whole. Ooh, so let's go back to 14 minus 6. We know in a fact family we have 2 parts and 1 whole. So in my number bond right here, what is going to be my whole? 14, right? Because when we subtract, we always start with our whole. And what do we know would be another part? 6, right? So we need to find what part we need to add with 6 to make 14. So we know in our adding sentence over here that our whole will be 14. The part we know is 6. We need to find out what our missing part is. So what strategy can we use to find that missing part? Do I have 14 fingers that I can take away from? No. I can start with the part that I know and count to my whole. All right, here we go. So we're going to start at 6. Good job. So we're going to start at 6 and count to 14. Here we go. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What's my missing part? 8. So what number is going to go in that part? 8. Good job. So we would know that 14 minus 6 equals 8, and 6 plus 8 equals 14. And it wants us to explain how picturing a number bond can help find 14 minus 6 in your head. So let's say I already know that my 2 parts make a whole. So I know 6 plus 8 equals 14. And I know 8 plus 6 equals 14. If I have a subtraction sentence, I know it's going to start with 14. And let's say that I know the part that I'm taking away is 6. If I already have this fact family in my head for my addition sentences, I know that the difference will be 8 because in my fact family, 6 and 8 make 14. Just like if I were to have it in a different way. So let's say I had 14. I was taking away 8 because I know 8 plus 6 equals 14. I know that if I start with 14 and I take away 8, 6 will be left over. Go ahead and kiss your brains, you second grade smarties. Fact families can help us with our math facts, especially if we are subtracting. So let's move on to number 8. It says, Katie says she would not count on 9 from 2 to find 2 plus 9. Do you agree? Why or why not? So Katie is saying that she would not count 9 more after 2 to find her whole. Do you agree or disagree? So I'm going to think out loud. So if I'm starting at 2 and I count on 9 more, I wouldn't be making 9, right? Because I'm thinking that this is what Katie is thinking. She's thinking that she needs to start at 2 and count to 9. But what she really needs to do is start at 2 and count 9 more. Now, she could also be thinking it would be easier to start at 9 and count 2 more. Let's see. So I'm going to start right here. So I'm going to start at 2 and count to my whole, which is 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 7 was that missing part. That is not the same as 2 plus 9. So we're going to cross that out. Now, Katie is needing to figure out 2 plus 9. However, yesterday, you guys had to figure out which would be easier to start with, the biggest part or the smaller part. So I'm thinking if I start at my bigger part and count on my smaller part, I can't make many mistakes. So I'm going to start at 9 and count 2 more. 9, 10, 11. So when I have 9 and count 2 more, it makes 11. Now I know in my fact family, if I'm using the same parts, it'll make the same whole. Let's double check. I'm going to start at 2 and count on 9 more. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That took a little bit longer than just counting on 2 more, right? So Katie, she might have been trying different strategies, right? So maybe she thought that she was only supposed to count to 9 instead of counting on 9 more. Kiss your brains. We're working hard. All right. How would you explain to a student who missed class what you can do to subtract in your head? Ooh, what 2 strategies have we talked about? Making a fact family and counting on that pound and count. All right. We can also use another way. We can use an open number line. So when we're used to seeing number lines, we usually will have little ticks that tell us what's coming next. In an open number line, we add 2 holes that we know and keep counting on. So it says Dana is finding 13 minus 7. Okay, Dana is finding 13 minus 7. She pictures this open number line in her head. Okay, so if you look at her number line, she's going back instead of forward. So she starts at 13. And she goes back 3 because she knows if she takes 3 away from 13, she'll get to 10. But she's not done yet because she has to take 7 altogether. So she took away 3. Now she has to take 4 more. If I have 10 and I take 4 away, what is left over? So when you're using an open number line, you have to think about the parts that you're taking away. So she took 3 away first, and then had to take 4 more away to take 7 altogether. So where did she stop? She stopped at 6. All right, it tells us now that we need to make our own open number line. So it says draw an open number line. You can picture in your head finding 15, take away 7. So I know because of my example up here, I'm going to start with 15. And when I subtract, I go back. So 15, I'm going to get to 10 first. I'm going to go back to 10. So if I have 15, I know that 10 plus 5 makes 15. So I know I'm going back 5 to get to 10, but I'm not done because I have to take 7 away. So starting at 10, I need to go back 2 more. So I have to go back 2 more. And if I have 10 and I take 2 away, how many will I have left? If I have 10 and I take 2 away, 8. So where did I stop? At 8. So if I have 15 and I take 7 away, do you see how I use that open number line? I went back to facts that I know and kept going until I got to my difference, to what was left over. All right, second grade Smarties. So we can use fact families, pounding and counting, and open number lines to help us subtract. Don't forget that you need to complete these 2 pages on your own and to also do it in your practice book. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. Work hard, keep a growth mindset, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.